What's up, guys? How's it going? It is Matt here. So, for all of those people asking, yes, we made it through Hurricane Henry all right. It was raining, and that was about it. So, today's video is about my newest firearms purchase, and I'd assume because you're in here and you saw the title, you know what that is. It is a Glock 30 Generation 4. But before we get into it, guys, this video is brought to you by Call Beyond Duty Coffee. It is a coffee by first responders and veterans. They make really good coffee, and I'm a big fan of it. So if there's a link down below in the description, it's an affiliate link, so go ahead and click on that if you want to get a sample pack or something like that. It is worth it. All right, so let's get into it. So here we go. This is the G30 Generation 4. If you guys remember in my last live video, I was talking about how I'll be getting a new gun. I was asking some suggestions what people thought, and I said I was kind of leaning towards the G30. Well, I did pick up the G30, so here it is, obviously, as you can see. So there's a couple reasons I specifically chose this gun, and I already added it to my carry. What do you call it? My carry cycle, whatever you want to call it. I added it to my carry guns. So I was looking for a 45. I'm a big fan of 45. But I was looking for a 45 that came in kind of a smaller package. I have one 45 in the house besides this one now, which was my 1911, and I love that gun. I absolutely love that gun, but I was looking for something, I just wanted to try something a little bit smaller when it came to 45, and there isn't a huge selection when you get small with the 45 when I went to my FFL. So this is the one that I've been kind of eyeballing, which is right here, the G30. The first thing I said when I brought this when I bought this at the FFL, is I asked him, like, hey, Rob, I'm like, out of curiosity, maybe it's like, what's the point of having these ridiculously long base plates when they could just made the grip longer in the first place? And he's like, well, I don't know, it doesn't make sense. I mean, for me, I guess if you wanted a flat, flush-fitting magazine, it'd be tiny, but I've never been a big fan of, a big fan of the pinky hanging in the wind. But they have these massive base plates on it right here, so when they're in there, I pretty much get my full mitts on this gun. So this is kind of a mix between a compact and a subcompact, just to give you an eye-to-eye. Right here is a Glock 19. Okay, this is considered a compact. And you can see it's still got my OLIGHT on it. We'll put them side by side here. And you'll notice, right, it is kind of a in-between size. It's a little bit smaller. Put it on this side so you can see it a little bit better. It's a tiny bit smaller, put it lined up right, than the Glock 19. Not by much, though. Not by much at all, though. So it's a little bit smaller than the Glock 19, but it's a lot fatter because it is a double stack 45 that comes with standard 10-round magazines, which is, for in a small package, that's amazing when you come to 45. Your standard 45 and the classic 45, you're talking 8 rounds is what 8 to 9 rounds that you have in it. So this comes with 10 rounds. You can do 10 plus 1 if people like doing the plus ones. I've never done the plus ones. I prefer just the regular standard magazines that are in there. So I picked this up because, like I said, I was looking for something for a little bit smaller package because I'm just kind of, I was just never really had a smaller 45. And I saw this and I kind of fell in love with it. So. Now, Glocks make really good guns. I've said it before, they're not the perfect gun like they claim to be, but they are very good guns and they're very accurate guns. Now, I picked this up. When you buy it, it comes in it obviously comes in the box. It has 3 magazines that it comes with, the lock, and all the other bells and whistles that all other new guns come with. But overall, when I was in and out of the shop, because I got this and I picked up a holster for it too, which is, still on my hip, go figure, right here. I just picked up this holster that I'm trying out for it too. In and out, it was right around $753, give or take, is what it costs for that. And I still have standard sights on it. I'm planning on getting some sights in the next few months. If this is going to be my carry gun, I like to have kind of night sights on it, better sights than this. These work, but they are not good. These are those crappy plastic sights. But anyway, so I did take this out to the range the other day, and I'm going to say it's a very accurate gun for a small 45. So here you go. Here is my target. All right, so there's my target. If you notice, I was a little bit to the left, so once I got back to the range, I adjusted my rear sights a little bit so to compensate for that. So it should be over here the next time I shot it. I put about, I'm going to say right around let's say like 150 rounds is what I put through this one. This up here is all 9mm, but this is right here is for the Glock G30 Gen 4. It's a very accurate gun, and surprisingly, when you're shooting a small package like this, it really doesn't kick a whole lot. I mean, it brings the recoil rate back into your face. So it's really, I figured it'd be a little bit snappier, but it really isn't. It's just kind of a hard thump that it kind of brings it backwards. But once you hit the when you start hitting the target, you're like, okay, this is a good gun. That shoots really good. Now, I actually have a funny range story. You see, I have these holes up here in the head. That is my Glock 19. All right, I have those holes up there in the head, and mainly I was testing out the mount of this. I wanted to see if it would work. I think I put 80 rounds of 9mm through that head, through that one hole in the head, I guess you could say. So it was funny because I was at the range, and I've never had this happen to me before. So I'm just shooting, and I'm not trying to shoot fast. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm just shooting to the front sight. So every time it resets, I'm just bang, bang, bang. So I was just testing the mount of the OLIGHT, and the zero too. I want to make sure zero held. And I'm sitting there, and I know it was Saturday, and there was some, there was a couple, NRA instructors that were there with their classes. But when I start shooting, I kind of get into the zone. Literally, it's like I just pay attention to the fundamentals, and I'm just nailing the target left and right. I'm just sitting there, bang, 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 just shooting it to reset. And all of a sudden, I feel a tap on my shoulder. I'm like, whoa, what's going on? I'm like, why is someone talking to me on the range? And I had to snap out of it, and I looked back at him. And it was actually one of the owners of the range I went to, and he's like, hey, just want to let you know, he's like, you're shooting really, really good, but you're shooting a little too fast because there's a lot of newer shooters that don't shoot so good next to you, and they're kind of getting a little intimidated. And I'm sitting there, I'm like, oh, I didn't realize I was shooting fast, because you're not supposed to rapid fire at a range. But for me, rapid fire is not bang, 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 bang. That's not rapid fire. For me, rapid fire is bang, 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 bang. I'm like, oh, I'm like sitting there. I'm like, oh, sorry. I guess, I didn't know whether to take that as a compliment because I was shooting really good and shooting at, as fast as I could hit the target, or if I was doing something wrong. But it was very interesting. Definitely very interesting. But anyway, we're getting back to the G30 because I just thought that was a funny thing that happened. But anyway, so this is a very, very accurate gun. Very, very accurate gun. I'm kind of a big fan of it. I'll put this in here so the chamber is not loaded right now. So with the magazine in here, basically I get almost my full mitts on this. It's still a little shorter than the Glock 19 grip, but I get pretty much my full mitts on the actual gun. I'm still not a huge fan of that because I could feel the magazine. I squeeze my guns really tight. I could feel the magazine moving a little bit underneath my pinky, because when I put pressure on my shooting is I focus my pressure on my finger and my pinky and my middle finger. That's where I want to focus the pressure when I'm doing this. And I can feel that magazine moving around a little bit. And I was a little worried when I was shooting that was going to cause a malfunction, but it didn't. This thing ran flawlessly. And the ammo that I was using is they had the crappy aluminum case. I don't even know what it was. It's what they had. So I shot that, and then I shot my own personal stuff, which I believe was a mix between Winchester 230 grain and Remington 230 grain. And I'm just shooting it, and I was just like, I was so worried that was going to cause a malfunction because of the way how I gripped that, but it didn't. And the thing just kept shooting and shooting and shooting and shooting. And it was actually really fun to shoot. It was really, really fun to shoot. So here it is, guys. Here is the Glock G30. This is the Generation 4. Now, there's one catch I couldn't do with this is I like having the back strap on this, the actual beaver tail on it, but I could not put it on this gun. The reason behind it is because it makes the grip bigger, and this grip already, as it is big enough. So I put that on there, and it feels good where my hand sits on it, but I can't get a good, my hand doesn't feel good on the grip. So I had to take it off, and I'm surprising it didn't bite me up too much. So I don't know if it's just because of the fatness of it and the way how I was holding it, but it doesn't get me as much as the Glock 19 when I don't have the back strap on it. But overall, it's a really good gun, guys. I'm a big fan of it so far. It's definitely 100% it's going to be added into my carry. If you can tell, there's a couple of features that it has on here. This is the Gen 4. You see it's kind of curved off in the front here. Pretty much I don't have any fancy bells and whistles on this whatsoever. So it is just basically an out-of-the-box Glock 30 with a good trigger because it works, and it's a very accurate, small, kind of compact 45. So there you have it, guys, the G30. I'm a fan. Anyway, guys, if you like this video, like, share, subscribe, tell your friends about me. And remember, guys, it's our responsibility to take care of each other and protect each other. Peace.